Gorgeous tune by Robbie Fulks live in Spindale on Studio B on WNCW this afternoon. The new record, Upland Stories. Can we get an introduction to the fellows you're playing with today, Robbie?
The guy on the string bass is Todd Phillips, and the guy, thank you to, and the guy over on the fiddle is Shad Cobb.
Yeah, I think I saw Shad the last time you came through with John Cowan. So welcome back.
Thank you.
The new record, I think that song is one of the tunes that was inspired by James Agee. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he went down, if any of your listeners don't know, he took a trip in 1936 to Alabama to document the poverty among the cotton tenants there and the way that they lived, and then he wrote a book about it. The book had pictures by Walker Evans, and it was a really interesting experiment in observation journalism and prose writing, all three.
Yeah, a very famous book. Let Us Now Praise Famous Men. Tell us about making this record. I think it has a lot to do with your upbringing in North Carolina and Virginia.
Yeah, well, I noticed that I kept writing these songs, and I'd try to look for a place to set the songs when I write them, and I would repeatedly come back to this area that I have a lot of memories in, and that also I just kind of like, even if I never had lived here, I really like the music that comes from here, and and ancestrally, going back 3 generations, a lot of people here, so connected that way to it too. So I noticed I kept like setting these songs here, and I figured, well, I'll get this out of my system so it doesn't become too much of a crutch for me, and I'll just write a whole record full of that, and then move on after that.
Yeah, this has a real traditional feel to the record and the songs and some of the numbers. It really gets at the heart of Appalachia and the country, or more towards the old time and maybe the bluegrass kind of side of things for you.
Yeah, and it might be just a hair broader than that suggests. It's got small town life in it, and it's got some cosmopolitan elements in it because it's got characters that have, one guy's moved from New York and come back to Eastern Tennessee to live with his parents while he slowly dies. And so it's got, elements from outside here to kind of make it more conflict-ridden and interesting, hopefully.
Now, you're calling Chicago home these days, right?
Yeah.
And you recorded this one with Steve Albini as a long-running partnership going back to around 86?
Correct, yeah.
Now, Steve Albini, at that time, he was in Big Black. Mm-hmm. So this, what was the music like then? Because, he's done all kind of music. He's a famous engineer, but, he started out in sort of like the hardcore kind of direction. Mm-hmm. What was it like working with him in 86?
Oh, well, that's... Did he ever come here to WNCW and do a live thing? Or
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
One time, I think.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, had it been 93, 94 maybe?
Oh,
wow.
It's been a long time.
Huh.
93 or 94, Dennis
I said that
Jones
as a
says.
joke. I'm shocked to hear that he was here, but anyway, yeah, he was, there was no overlap between our tastes or our proclivities, so that made it nice in a way, because it made it more interesting for me to meet somebody that didn't overlap with me. And then as far as the recording of the music, there's a lot of set ways to record this kind of music and record country music generally, and he sort of violates a lot of them. So in some ways it's when it rubs me wrong, we try to iron it out between us, but otherwise it's just kind of an interesting other take on how to freeze and document a kind of music that, with a different set of tastes applied to it.
Wow. So this would have been recorded to tape.
Correct, yeah. Well, we recorded onto, the way I like to do it is to record onto a computer and then to have editing capabilities that the computer offers. So we do a lot of editing, like on this record, a lot by my standards, 2 days of editing, and then we dump it onto tape so that it has, tape compression and some of the analog qualities that we like, and then we mix it, on tape.
We're live with Robbie Fulks in Studio B on WNCW this afternoon.
We just lost about 1,000 listeners with that explanation.
I could go there, too.
And then we tweak it with a speculum. It's wonderful.